Just finished recording our Royal Ascot preview. Excitingly, there's competition time for our listeners and viewers and a chance to win a £50 free bet.
Yes, mate. We had Crosse and his mate Davey Probert on, who's got a couple of big rides this week at Royal Ascot. But today he was actually on his way up to Doncaster. No rest for the wicked. But we chatted through 5 of the biggest races of the week, one each day. So we've given our listeners a really good insight into some of the biggest races at Royal Ascot this week. And there's a chance for them to win a £50 free bet.
So simple to enter. Just email the address which is on screen now and put the subject Royal Ascot Nap, and you'll be entered to hopefully win Crosse's tip of the week, which was
Verdana Blue in the 4:40 on Tuesday at Ascot. It's a Nicky Henderson trained horse, so not your normal tip from Crosse. Actually, it is one of the favourites, but not as short as some of his other tips for the week. But yes, Verdana Blue, as I say, 4:40 on Tuesday. Going back on the flat with Ryan Moore on board, so it's got a big chance.
Brilliant. Let's listen to the previews.
Let's do it.
A preview on one race each day. Jack's going to be our resident racing expert, who you two can give a load of shit to. But I just want to kick off by congratulating you on your 1,000th win, which you got the other day.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was great. Yeah, plenty of support, plenty of trainers and owners. So it was a great achievement anyway.
It's a great achievement. It's 995 more than Crosse as well, which is ongoing.
Not too hard, especially because considering, Davey boy, you're 31 years of age now. You still look like you've just got out of nappies. So
20 years younger than you.
Yeah, to ride as 1,000 winners, fair play to you, to be fair.
Yeah,
you literally look about 30 years apart, you two.
Well,
it's about 5 years. It's unbelievable.
David's actually my son, to be fair. So,
so where does a Royal Ascot win rank in those 1,000 winners?
Yeah, well, I'm lucky enough to have a Royal Ascot win. I won the Britannia on a horse called Born in Bombay. That was pretty awesome. That was, and to get another one would be amazing.
Brilliant. And how are you feeling about Royal Ascot? Obviously, it's best endeavours this year with no crowd. How are you feeling going into it? Yeah,
it's going to be a strange week, but it's still the best racing around, and it's the Olympics of our sport. So I've got some very nice rides. So really looking forward to it.
I reckon you're going to be tired going into it, Davey, because I've had a look and you've got 8 rides tomorrow evening at Chepstow. Have you ever had a book of 8 rides before?
I probably have doing 2 meetings, but it's pretty crazy. I mean, there's so much racing on. Like we're going in, it's a 10 race card, and it's just flat out basically. And you haven't really got much time for yourself. But we're delighted to be back racing anyway.
Well, the best thing about going to Chepstow tomorrow is that you don't have to pay for the toll bridge anymore, because you being Welsh, you are naturally a tight man.
Yeah, well, that's for everyone now, Dave, because they've knocked the tolls down.
Crosse, I'm not having you calling someone else out for being tight.
Yeah, absolutely not.
So guys, no pressure, but we're running a competition, and you two between you have got to pick a nap of the week, and we'll be giving a £50 free bet away to the lucky winner. So pressure's on you two guys, and I'm going to hand over to Jack, who's going to go through a race cut for each day.
Yeah, we're going to do one race a day. So we're going to kick things off on Tuesday with the Queen Anne Stakes, the 150. Circus Maximus leads the market at 11-4 favourite. Terrabellum 9-2, won at Newmarket last time out. Fox Chairman 8-1, Duke of Hazard 8-1, and it's 9-1 the rest. So chaps, who's your fancy in the first race on the Tuesday?
I like Frankie's Mount Terrabellum. They said she'd improve whatever she did at Newmarket the last day. Obviously, she's stepping up from a Group 2 into a Group 1, but there'll be plenty of pace on, which will suit. It was only 2 weeks ago, and they said she'd improve. John Gosling said she'd improve a hell of a lot. But the horse I'm interested in, and Davey will tell us more about, is Fox Chairman, because obviously you have a lot to do with Andrew Balding's. Obviously, Sylvester de Souza will be riding him. What can you tell us about him, Davey?
Chairman, he's matured well over the spring. He done extremely well last year after winning Newbury. I'd say he if Circus Maximus flops, he'd be thereabouts. I think a track like Epsom will suit him well. I think he'll definitely be in the free anyway.
Excellent.
Brilliant.
Excellent. So, Terabellum for me. What's your choice in the Queen Anne, Davy?
I'm going to probably stick with the yard and say Fox Shaman.
Brilliant.
Each way, 8-1.
8-1, yeah. We'll move on to the Wednesday. We've got the Prince of Wales Stakes run over 9 furlongs. Japan, the World Travel Japan leads the market. Aidan O'Brien trained. Headman at 5s. Barney Roy 11-2. Magical 10s and 11-1 the rest. Crosse?
Yeah, Japan for me. He's obviously the class horse. Won at Ascot last year. Finished 4th in an arc. This is probably a lesser race, in my opinion, and he's definitely the one to beat. What price do you have him at, Cal?
10-11. We've got him at
10-11. Well, I like picking a favourite. So
yeah, a bit of value for our viewers.
Plenty of value at 11-10, but no, Japan would be the one for me. Obviously, you have the horse at the ebb of Willie Haggis's that have been winning down in Australia, but that form coming to Ascot wouldn't be quite good enough for me.
Yeah, I think Crossy's right there. Japan's got the best form in the race. I say probably fitness-wise, but they have the edge on a lot of them. But I think Barney Roy is an interesting horse. If he's back to his best, I know he's getting on a bit, but he's a serious operator back in his time. So if he turns up, I'm sure he'll give Japan and the rest of them a good race. So I think probably Barney Roy is the one for me. Even though
I'm surprised you're actually picking him, because he was a bit like you at stud. He was a flop. So I'm surprised you went for Barney Roy there, to be honest, Davey.
Well, I couldn't really go for Japan because you keep picking the favourites.
Yeah. So Davey's gone for Barney Roy, the 11-2 shot there. And we're going to go on to Thursday. It's the Ascot Gold Cup. So it's for the stayers, staying horses, 2 miles, 3 furlongs. Big favourite in this race. Stradivarius, John Gosden trained, running the Coronation Stakes a couple of weeks ago at Newmarket, is the 1-2 favourite. So I'm sure Crosse would pick him. Technician at 6s, Cross Counter at 6s, and it's 10-1 bar. Crosse, you going with Stradivarius again?
Starting with me the whole time. Yeah, well, obviously, Stradivarius won it the last 2 years. Yates has won it 4 times on the bounce. And this horse is the type of horse that could actually win it this year and go on and win again next year. I thought he had a great run at Newmarket the other day, obviously over a trip that was too short for him.
Yep.
He will win the race, whether he's the best horse or not. I think he'll win the race, but what I'm saying is the opposition isn't good enough. Obviously, if Cross Counter thrown in there, he was well adrift of him in 4th place last year in the race, and he is the obvious one, and he's the one they all have to beat. Obviously, Technician, he is the improver in the race, and he could be the one that could come out and chase him home, but it is obvious he's 1-2 on Stradivarius, but I'd have it possibly forecast Technician to chase him home. He's the one that can give him most to do, in my opinion. Another favourite there, Davey?
Another one. Yeah, I think you're right. Yes, Stradivarius obviously chased down the record for the race. Technician, obviously a very progressive horse and will run his race. I was actually listening to a podcast yesterday in Newmarket with Tomo there, and he was speaking to Charlie Fellows, and he was saying that Prince Aaron would be his best chance of the week, and he said he's in great form. So he would probably be my pick for an each way. Obviously, it's going to be a very, very tough race to win, but Stradivarius is probably the highlight of the race. But I'd go with Prince of Aaron each way.
You can get Prince of Aaron at 16s with Bet365, so definitely worth a little each way shot.
Like that.
Bit of value there, definitely.
Cool. So we're going to move on to the Friday, the Commonwealth Stakes for 3-year-olds on over 6 furlongs. Pierre Lapin is leading the market at 4-1. Kimani is 7s, Wooded at 10s, and it's 14-1 the rest. We're going to start with Davey. Davey, you go first this time. Give Crosse a break, picking favourite.
Yeah, obviously Pierre Lapin, very consistent last year. 2 starts and 2 wins. he looks the progressive sort in the race, and probably the one to beat.
I can't believe you went with Davy first and let him pick the favourite.
Yeah, exactly.
You've absolutely ruined me now. I've got nothing to say on this race.
Rip up your notes, Crosse.
So with a lot of runners in the race, I think probably Pierre Le Pen is the one to beat. But I think a bigger price that could run a good race is Mum's Tipple. He won quite well at York beginning of last year, and I think that last time he didn't really see the mile out that well, and the drop back and trip could possibly suit him quite well. Obviously a very tough race, but I would say probably Mum's Tipple each way, and Pierre Le Pen, I would say, is probably the banker.
What odds can you get on that?
You can get 16s with Bet365.
Another good value one, like that.
I think Davey has summed up that race, to be fair, pretty well. Obviously, all 3-year-olds coming out of their 2-year-old career, seeing whether they're going to train on or not. And a lot of them having their first run of the year. So there's not a whole pile to go on. Obviously, Pierre Le Pen, he won the Mill Reef at Newbury. He's a worthy favourite, 4-1. And I think that's probably a good price, as good as Anton and as Mum's Tipple, as I said, Davey said, each way. I wouldn't put you off that one, but for me, that's a bit of a lottery of a race.
Very open race. Right, we'll move on to the Saturday. There's a lot of races to choose from on Saturday, but we're going to go with a Diamond Jubilee Stakes, run over 6 furlongs. Skeptical leads the market at 3-1. Winner at Nace last time out. Hello Yumzane at 6-1, and Space Blues at 7s, and it's around 12-1 the rest. Crosse?
Yeah, again, we won't have the confirmed entries for this now until Monday, but this race, the story of the race would definitely be Skeptical. They paid £3,000 for this horse, won its last 4, won a listed race at Newbury last time. Small trainer over in Ireland, Dennis Hogan, small trainer, he's getting bigger and bigger the whole time. And it's good to see that a small name man can take on the higher powers over in Ireland. I'd love this horse to come over because, believe it or not, he's the same. Dennis Hogan is the same age as Davy Boy there, and he's only a young trainer in Ireland doing well. He definitely looks a bit older than you, Davy, but I'd love to see Skeptical running a massive race. He's the favourite, obviously at 3-1, but we're not sure the confirmed runners yet. So I hope
you just stay with the favourites.
Yeah, you do that, Crosse.
Yeah, I think it's obviously it's a very another tough race. I was talking to Roger Teal there yesterday, and he's delighted with the performance of Oxted. He's come out of Newmarket really well, and he's only a 4-year-old, and I think he's still progressing quite well. So I think he's probably one to pick, I think, each way.
Another bit of value.
Are you riding him, Davy?
I am not riding him, no. I think probably Kieran Fallon Jr. will ride him.
All right, claim off him.
And another big outsider. 20-1 with Ladbrokes. You can get Oxted on at the moment.
Nice.
Happy days. And Davey, you have you've got 2 booked rides on Tuesday, 3 Wednesday, and 2 on Thursday so far this week. What would be your best chance of a winner out of the whole lot, do you think?
I really like the horse of Hughie Morrison's, runs in the 1.5 handicap on the Wednesday, called Kips. I think he's got a real good profile for Ascot. He's progressed really well. His first start at Haydock, he got beat due to the fact he was still immature, and experience just caught him out. Travelled into the race really well and was kind of the last one off the bridle, and I think he holds a real good profile for the race, and he's off a real good mark and a real good weight. So I honestly think that he's probably my best chance of a winner this week.
Well, fingers crossed. Best luck anyway, Davey. Hopefully you can do it.
Yeah. Thank you.
I need some money for playing golf and things like that. So I hope you get a bit. The last game, to be fair, the last game of golf we had up in Studley Wood before lockdown, like a day before lockdown, was one of the best games of golf we ever had, I'd say. Even though it was Davy Boy and Gavin Sheehan fighting out in front, but I had my own personal battle in behind, and we all basically the two boys tied in front, we tied behind. It was
nice.
A good game. So
I know exactly what you're doing, Crosse. You're delaying the inevitable, where we put you on the spot and call you out for your nap of the week, so we can try and get a competition winner.
Are you asking me?
We are, Crosse. Come on, bit of value. Come on, surely.
Well, I'd love to see. I hope Stradivarius goes and does it, but too short for me. A horse at 4-1. I'm going for on the opening day in the last race in the Ascot Stakes is Verdana Blue. Nikki Henderson's loves fast ground. Real good race mare. She had a couple of runs over hurdles this year, and obviously she hasn't run in a while now, but she'll be ready to go, and I can see her running a massive race at 4-1.
Davey,
and not favourite.
Are you going to shoot him down in flames with that call, or is that a good shout? Cool with that?
No, I think he's picked a quite a good horse there. He hasn't gone with the favourite, so
second favourite.
Second favourite. All right, okay, that makes a change then. It makes a change. But no, I think it's just such a competitive week, so I think it'd be hard to pick a winner anyway.
Brilliant. Well, thanks a lot for joining us. Go well this week, and enjoy Royal Ascot.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you.